everybody.
So we're going to bring on a very nice couple named Brad and Noelle. They are an interabled couple, and they run the Instagram page just Real Life Stories. And then they also have an Instagram page called Our Real Life Stories. And it's wheel like wheelchair. And we'll find out more about them in just a moment.
Yes.
We're waiting for them to come on. Okay, here they are coming.
Hello again.
Hi again.
Hi.
Hey.
Hey.
So sorry about last time. We had it bad.
Good to talk to you guys again.
Recording now.
Yeah, we triple
We
checked.
tested it.
And in the
Yeah,
corner.
it's awesome.
Cool.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, I felt so bad that day. Like, it ruined my whole day. I felt so embarrassed.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Mistakes happen.
Yeah,
You
I know.
did.
Got to give
Yeah,
yourself grace, you know.
Yeah, it happens.
You want to get you like a gift card or something to someone.
No, it's okay. You're
It's cool.
fine.
We're excited to talk to you guys again.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys brought up so many great points
Yeah.
last time that we want to make sure the message gets out there for everybody to hear. And
Yeah.
Okay.
we're
Yeah.
happy to have you back.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks a
You
lot.
want to start it off, babe?
Sure. Okay. So I'll start it off.
Let's welcome Brad and Noelle.
Yes, everybody. This is Brad.
Hi.
When did you two both meet, and what platform?
Yeah, so we met like 4 years ago.
Yeah, we met online.
The POF.
Yeah, Plenty of Fish.
I would say POF success story.
Yeah, so it was like 4 years ago, and I know I made my account because my friends were like pressuring me, like, oh, you need to date, and I made the account, and I was like instantly turned off from the people that were on the account. And I was about to delete it, and then I seen his profile, and he had really nice pictures, and at first I didn't realize that he was in a wheelchair because he had so much cool like photography and stuff like that on his page. And I said, let's go, hi. I think I said something really weird, like, hi. I just want to say hi. I'm about to delete this account, but like your pictures and stuff are cool. Something to that effect.
Right.
And then we've been talking ever since then.
We messaged back and forth a little bit, exchanged numbers.
So who reached out to one another first? Did you write Brad or did Brad write you?
I reached out to him first. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah.
I didn't realize at first that he was in a wheelchair. Yeah, so Brad's a C5 quadriplegic. He was hit by a drunk driver about
9 years ago.
9 years ago. So I met him after his accident.
Okay.
That's how we met.
And was your hair longer, Brad, at the time?
Yeah,
Yes.
It was much longer. I had like a full head of dreadlocks.
Yeah,
Nice.
When I met him, it was like maybe
It was like as long as your hair.
It was this. Yeah, I guess, and it was this color too.
Wow.
It was like all the way down here, and then he decided to cut it.
Cut it a little bit.
Yeah.
Was it like an undercut, kind of?
Yeah, he has
like
an undercut on both sides.
That's cool.
Yeah. Okay, nice story. Did your first date prompt the start of you becoming a couple?
So I always say like, I guess in a sense, but like when we were first dating, it didn't even feel like we were like going out on dates. It felt like we were just like hanging out, but like each other, if that makes sense. Like it didn't. It was
a little weird because I just had my caregivers and stuff like that, or she would have like some friends drop her off or something, and
they wouldn't stay with us through the
but
date.
it was just like still a little bit of we wanted a little bit more like privacy, some more of alone time, I guess.
Yeah.
Just getting to know each other more.
So we were more, I guess, happy about spending time with one another than focused on it's a date. Because like you go on a first date, like, oh my God, it's a date. I got to do it. So it was just more, I guess, being happy that we could actually hang out together.
Yeah.
So I guess through that, it just prompted us being in a relationship.
Right. It just felt really natural.
Yeah.
Just kind of.
Because we talked so much on the phone. It wasn't just like, I think dating is different. You know, when you are dating someone that is using a wheelchair, it's not as spontaneous, you know, it's more planned with certain.
Yeah.
So I don't think it was, you know, it was just kind of like we were enjoying hanging out. We were already talking all the time. And I think, I would say we just like gradually.
Yeah, natural progression.
Yeah.
Wow. That's cool.
That's good. I think that was the same for us too.
Not in
Yeah.
my mind.
It was kind of gradual. We talked on the phone and then.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
talked and dated online for a while. But then by the time you came to visit me, I felt like this was my girl, like my girlfriend.
Totally.
Like, that time to visit me.
Totally.
You know. But we can relate in the same way as far as, you know, my caregivers drove me. You know, they went with us. So, you know, we had alone time, but not very much.
When I first met her in person, the caregiver was always with us simply because I was new and I didn't know the ropes, so to speak.
Yeah, and I didn't want her to do any of my care when we first started dating. I don't want her to do it.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to keep it separate. But then, you know, as you probably learned, as time goes by, if you want to do stuff alone,
I understand.
Definitely.
You know.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold
on, it's frozen really quick when you're in. Can you still see us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, there's the back.
Got you.
Wait, one moment. I need to take something out of the oven. I'm sorry. I forgot.
This is cooking. But yeah, it was like a natural progression, and I feel like it wasn't even, I think it was just one day you're like, are we just like boyfriend and girlfriend? I was like, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. After I was like, so what are we doing? Are we a thing, I guess? And he's like, yeah. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And there's nothing.
We just kind of had the same expectations along the whole way.
That's awesome. That's such a cute story.
Yeah.
Where did you guys go for your first date?
Where did we go for our first date?
Our first date, it had to have been a restaurant.
Yeah, I think it was Shoji's.
Okay, yeah.
It's this teppanyaki like place where they cook in front of you, like the time they make the fried rice and
that's right.
all that.
Yeah, that sounds really good.
It was so good. But we were dating online for like a couple months before we met in person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, yep.
Sweet. So, Brad, what attracted you to Noelle and vice versa?
Yeah, that booty.
Oh, Brad!
That's what I'm talking about.
No, but for real, it was just like the way that she just like takes any obstacle, just does it. Like,
well, they're talking about the beginning. It wasn't about obstacles.
There was, I mean, not like obstacles like that, but there was a lot of, because we talked every day, and I just knew a lot about your life, and you just did so much, and you just handled it so well, and I don't know, it really was attractive to me.
That's awesome.
I was like, I wish I had that quality for me with those type of things.
Thank you, Dad.
I feel like I have it in other aspects of my life. Like I don't mind making art videos and stuff, but it's harder for me to take. Oh no, you take more responsibility for more real life things.
Okay. So for me, I don't know. I think Brad's a cutie, and I definitely liked his nose ring. I like piercings, so he has a lot of tattoos. So that was like on my checklist, and he's a weirdo. I knew it was going to be good for us. Like I like to watch really bad, funny movies.
I forgot all about that. That
so,
might have been the moment right there.
Yes. It's this guy called Neil Breen. He makes really bad movies, but he thinks they're so good, but it's really not. And it's hilarious.
Just unintentionally really awful.
And I showed him the movie. I was like, listen, this is going to be really bad, but it's really funny. And he was like, And then when I showed it to him, he's like, "Oh my
I was like, this is exactly what I would watch.
god!"
Awesome.
So after
Like,
that, it
this
was
is like,
so he embraced my inner weirdo with things like that.
yeah.
So yeah.
We'll have to check that out. That sounds
Yeah.
Yeah, we actually it was so funny. He has like a little fan base, and we got to see him.
Yeah, we went to a screening.
Yeah, we have a picture with him and everything. Like, yes, his name is Neil Breen. The movies are horrible. He's like, I'll send you guys like the information. You can find it on YouTube.
Yeah.
That'll be cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's totally our thing too.
Yeah.
Like, we're totally weird with our humor.
Yes, we like things that are not conventionally funny to other people or like.
Yeah.
Totally.
Me too. I laugh in movies when no one else is laughing.
Right,
Yeah, that's
so-
us.
My humor, like, I don't know. My humor is way strange, but
Right.
That's what I love about you.
yeah. And I like meeting celebrities too. Like,
Oh,
that's
cool.
been my hobby, actually.
Oh, who have you met? I don't think I probably met like 2 celebrities in my life. That's about it.
That's cool.
Yeah. Noelle,
Mhm.
did Brad's condition intimidate or scare you at first, considering you hadn't dated someone in a wheelchair before, right?
No, I haven't. So surprisingly, no. And I don't know if it's because, like, with online date, you talk to someone so much. So, like, when I met him, the wheelchair was like an afterthought at them, or even him being a quadriplegic now. When we did start going out more or start living together, of course, it opened my eyes to like a whole new world. I feel like I was gonna say insert Aladdin. Sorry. Yeah, it opened my eyes to like a whole new world of like I said, like us going to the restaurant or
people just talking to you.
yeah, people just
Exactly.
talking to you, or even like some of the tools he'll have to use.
Yeah, my hand splits and stuff.
And even for me, sometimes like I forget that Brad's a quadriplegic, so like, I'll like tap his leg to get his attention sometimes, and I'm forgetting. So I'm like, Brad, and he's just like doing something else. I'm like, oh yeah,
Yeah,
So
I have
I'll
to see
forget
it.
little things like that.
Yeah, we had to switch rooms because our connection is bad. Sorry about that.
That's
That's
okay.
all right.
Sorry.
Start your questions over, or
No, I think it's saved. Did it?
Yeah, it's saved.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where were we
Yeah.
at?
So
yeah, you can react or
Okay.
whatever you have to ask the last question over.
So Brad's condition never scared you, Noelle.
No, so yeah, I wasn't scared when I first met Brad because of his condition, dealing with it was a combination of things like how the outside world would treat us, that Brad used, like when we go out, like the certain like tools and stuff he would used to eat. It was that type of adjustment, but the fact of him being a wheelchair user, it was never like, oh no, I can't do this.
Right.
So
You seemed very comfortable from the beginning.
yeah, it was just, I don't know, we both were like vibing. It's like, I
It
didn't
was
care
all
about the
new,
chair. It was
yeah.
new, it was fun. Wasn't really focused on his chair. Just so I could hang out and
Mm-hmm.
have fun.
Just leave it. That's crazy. Well, that's good though.
yeah, that's totally cool. That's kind of how I felt too with our relationship. Like it was like normal to me. Didn't phase
Yeah,
it.
like once you click with the person, I guess all the other things are just like, I don't know. It doesn't really matter. You just like kind of go with the flow of everything, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, for sure.
You have to.
Yeah,
Love shines through,
definitely.
does.
That's true.
I just feel like once you have a genuine connection with someone, it's just like, who cares about the other stuff?
Yeah.
There's so many people that are with others or in relationships and they're just so unhappy. So like, I'm happy to say I'm with somebody like that's not only my partner, but like my best friend. So
Totally. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you got to be with someone that you connect with. Definitely.
Yeah.
So how does the public react to you guys being out? Do people know you're a couple, or how do they respond to you?
But now I'd say people know we're,
Yeah.
you know, a couple. There's still some times where people will just talk to Noelle, even if it's something that only pertains to me.
Mm-hmm.
And even if I ask the question, they just respond back to her.
Yeah.
So that's like.
I would say, like, in the beginning of our relationship, people definitely didn't know we were a couple. When we would go out, like, one example I had, like, we went to the movie theaters and I was paying for our ticket. And the girl at the counter is like, oh, yeah, like, you know, I used to do that too. Do what? And she's like, you know, take people like that to the movies. And I was just like, that's my boyfriend. Or like, we were going to the mall and like this lady starts like crying and saying everything will be okay for Brad, and
Oh man.
and I'm just like, what are you talking about? Like,
I didn't even assume my life is so hard.
yeah. Or I know this gets me, and I don't know if you guys deal with this too. What really would get me is when people say, oh my God, you are such an angel. You are such
yeah.
Yeah, you get that a lot.
I totally get what you're saying for sure.
I can't stand that because I'm like, I'm not an angel. I mean, I try to be a good person, but I'm not. It's not like a sympathy or a pity relationship.
Right.
But they're like, oh my God, you're just such a good person. You're an angel.
Yeah. I feel the exact same way. I'm like, what did I do? I'm just in love with her, you know, I'm just going out with her. Like, why is that so? And I guess it is kind of angelic, but
it's just like, and I mean, of course I get what people are saying in terms of like, you know, I guess not everyone could be in a relationship with somebody that's either a wheelchair user or someone that does have a disability. Like, I understand what they're trying to say, but when you don't even know me and you're just calling me an angel just because you see my boyfriend's in a wheelchair, like, that's crazy.
Exactly. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and we have people come up to her and want to pray over her and all kinds of crazy stuff. It's like, whoa, we're just trying to hang out, go to the mall.
I mean, I understand their heart might be in the right place, but it's like they think I'm suffering or something, you know, and it's not. I have a good life. I mean, yeah, I've dealt with pain and, you know, being in hospitals a lot and, you know, stuff like that, but I've also gotten to do a lot of amazing things, and, you know, I have a good family, and I'm happy with my life. I don't need a different body. You know, I don't need a different life.
Yeah.
And I think that's what people oftentimes assume. Oh, you know, you're suffering, but you're not. Especially if you're just out and about with your girlfriend or your wife, you know.
Like seeing him in the hospital with like IVs running out of, like, we're at the mall.
Laughing,
we're laughing, we're at the mall,
eating.
we're having a good time, and it's just like,
so bad?
like, and Brad definitely goes through, you know, really tough times, like with pain and things like that. But if anything, I wish the narrative,
everybody could go through anything. So,
but also it's like the narrative should be spun. Instead of pitying somebody, it should just more be like, you know, wow, you're like really strong. Like, you probably go, you know, it should be more of a respect thing and not a pity thing. Because
exactly.
I see Brad go through. I'm like, the average person cannot deal with that. Like, that's what it's like, I would never understand. Like, people look at people, whether they have a disability or they're wheelchair users, whatever it is, and it's just like, you feel pity, when really you should be admiring or like wondering like where people get this strength from.
Yeah,
exactly.
You know, it's not like, oh, like the things I've seen Brad go through, I don't know how he doesn't, like, he's just resilient with everything. Like, I know from, like, he just goes through so much on a daily basis sometimes, and it's just like, he just keeps going. So how do you pity a person like that? That's so strong. Like,
Exactly.
I agree. I agree completely.
Yeah, we always say when at our wedding, in my part of my speech, I told everybody that Haley's my Xena. I don't know if you know who that is. Xena, the princess. She's the Xena because she's like the superhero of the relationship because she's so strong and resilient.
That's how Brad is. Like, and he just keeps going. So you might need to ask people for some tips or something. Like, you could learn a bit, learn some things. But I don't think pity should be an emotion that you feel at all when they see.
I agree completely. What would you say is your biggest complication in your relationship?
Well, I guess for one, it's just accessibility. Accessibility of just being able to cuddle easy, lay together, like
accessibility for sure.
Sitting in the couch.
Yeah, like or even just like going out to some places. A lot of places are not wheelchair accessible. Like, it can never be like, oh, we're just going to go out, I don't know, try this restaurant. It's like, okay, let's Google the restaurant. Do they have steps? Like, let's call, let's do this. Right. Like, so it's just like, I would say definitely like accessibility. I would definitely say like finances, like money, like, there's so many restrictions and laws where they're like, oh, if you get disability, you can't work, or, you can't get married, or you can't do things like that. So there's like a lot of outside restrictions that are based off of Brad's disability, which sucks.
Yeah.
When it comes to finances, money, it's just like they try to keep you in this little box, then you try to kind of escape and you go into the real world, and that's not accessible. So it's more so those reminders of, it goes back to just accessibility with everything.
Right.
Yeah. You brought up a couple great points with that. The accessibility, sometimes people will say it's accessible and then you get there and it's not.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, that happens a lot.
And the marriage thing too is really hard for me because like gay people struggled to have it legal for so long, and it finally is legal, and I still can't do it because I would lose all my financial benefits, and so that really is a bummer.
Yeah, you'll lose everything. So
yeah,
I guess when people see this, it's not just, just the accessibility of like, ramps or things like that, but even just like basic human rights.
Right. It just seems like the whole world is not accessible.
It's not accessible. It's just like, I don't know. It's just sad that it seems people view, once you have a disability, that you are no longer human in a sense. Like, you're in this category of the other.
Yeah, it's like an afterthought.
It's definitely an afterthought. It's even like, how they say how elderly people get treated. It's even lower than that because they just think you don't have a voice, like you just have nothing. And especially, in you and Brad's situation, like, there's some people that, with invisible disabilities, so the world doesn't know they have a disability, so they can definitely move different than you guys can, where it's just like, here it is, I'm a wheelchair user, or I know in your case you have a brittle bone, right?
Yeah, yes.
So things like that, and it's just like, it's very visible, and people treat you different from it. And not only do people treat you different, the government does too. So it's just like, it's just this like effect that keeps trickling down. It affects your personal life, then it affects you when you go out into the real world, then it finances, law, like everything. So
yeah,
I hate to say it like that. That's why, to get back to the question, I'm not a person that's just like money, but I just feel like money can solve a lot of those things. People that think that do have disabilities and they're like financially stable do not go through half of the stuff that people that are not as well off do. So
it's true.
Yeah. And we're actually in a good place compared to a lot of people we've seen, you know.
Right.
There's some people that are like, they don't have anyone or any finances or anything. So it's even worse than the things that we're really lucky, but it can be worse. So
Yeah, and
I don't know, I feel like I veered off the question a little bit, but
no,
I just feel like all of those things are,
It's a great point. Totally awesome points that you're bringing up. And it's so, it's true. Like, people think you can get by with, they don't realize, the costs and they think that people get paid a lot when they have government assistance. It's not even enough to pay rent, let alone all your costs and your expenses and everything like that. And
yeah, and I'm lucky Angie can get paid to be my caregiver.
Yeah.
That's her only income because, I need someone the hours that that other caregivers can't work. I need someone with me at all times.
And someone that you can trust, because
exactly.
Honestly, the reason I became Brad's caregiver, it was honestly out of necessity, because
it seems like for the amount of pay, like a lot of people are not willing to do the work.
Yeah, like that's just like when you are a caregiver, we all know it's a little bit of money. So when they hire people, first of all, the requirements to be one is nothing, okay? So you're hiring people that, say it's not somebody that's a loved one. It's just somebody like, oh, I need a job. They don't have any experience in the medical field. They don't care about, they don't even want to do this. They're just doing it just to have
a job.
For a job. And the amount of things that Brad needs, or even you, it's just like the amount that they're getting paid. You would honestly need like a nurse or doctor I would say like a nurse to get excellent care from a caregiver.
Yeah.
But since it's expensive and the government doesn't want to pay nurses to come out to the home, they would just put you in a home.
Right.
So you have to settle with, having caregivers that you hear these stories, and 9 times out of 10, like if you do hire someone that's not a family member or a friend, they don't care. Like I've seen times, like even in situations with Brad, like you hire people and it's just like they just want to sit on the couch and do nothing.
Yeah.
I had to kind of come in because I'm just like, you're not going to get paid to do nothing, number one. And number two, like, you're not going to hurt my boyfriend and just like not watch over him, or, something happens to him and you go home and that's that. Like, that's it. So
it's important to have like a strong voice or somebody to help you.
Yeah.
Voice everything up.
Yeah. So I know that's like why I decided to do that, because it works, it's kind of putting money back into your home.
Definitely.
Exactly.
Yeah, and like if she didn't have so much support from her family, like,
because I do, I have support.
And if I had to go out to a job or whatever, and we say we had a new caregiver, that would be freaky for me, because I don't know exactly who I'm leaving her with. I mean, she can advocate for herself, but still, the physical needs and everything. So, and people don't realize how selfless you have to be as a caregiver, and how attentive you have to be. And you're right. They just come into these jobs thinking, oh, I just need a paycheck. It's so much more than that. You have to be completely devoted to your person.
Mind, body, spirit.
Mind, body, spirit.
And I think it would be different if it was a person that said, say they were going to some type of school, or, in a medical profession, but those aren't requirements to be a caregiver. So it's just like,
and it's only temporary.
It's only temporary.
A temporary position.
Yeah, so it's like you go on, like, they have the little website you can look to see about caregivers in your area, and it's just like none of them have really any medical experience, let alone experience dealing with a quadriplegic. And not unless you luck up, it's not going to be a great person. So it is great that you can use family, and I don't mind. But of course, it would be nice if I could trust somebody to come into the home. I would have a little more free time for myself, but
For sure, yeah, because that's important too. For Angie to have her own space and for me to have space from her. Not that I want to get away from her, but we need, personally for us, we need that time like apart. That way we're strong when we need to be strong.
Right.
It's hard to explain, but
oh, we definitely get it.
Yeah, it makes
you
sense.
know, because being together 24/7, like, it can be a lot.
That would work on any couple, any like average
Yeah.
couple.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And I do have 2 other caregivers in the week. I have 3 caregivers total, but what was I gonna say? But yeah, so are you his only caregiver?
Yeah, right now I am.
Yeah.
My mom helps with a lot of things. But I think like we kind of have like a system down pat. So we like, I don't know, I've been doing it for so long. I know how to like go off and have my own time and things like that. And right now it like works for us. Well, especially works for us now, especially with COVID and everything going on.
Yeah.
Like it's good to have anyone new coming into the house. But yeah, like I don't know. Brad doesn't, I don't want to say bother. He doesn't really bother me for anything. It's like I'll do like the, the transfers and things. Yeah.
Those are the big ones.
Yeah, this morning and night type things. Who might need him transfer, but yeah, he's really independent and does his own thing.
As much stuff as I can.
Yeah.
You know,
I wanted to ask you a question regarding transferring. Why is it so different to transfer a person that's quadriplegic? Like, what are the risks, and why is it, a certain way to do it?
I think for the most part, it's just like dead weight. It's just very heavy, and it's just going down. Like,
because like Brad, he kind of assists with the transfer, but not
give her a bear hug.
Yeah, he can like give me a bear hug, and I like just slide him over from the chair to the bed, but he couldn't like move his legs or like, really assist with anything. So
yeah, so if she tried to like lift me up, that would be real hard. So it's always got to be kind of like a slide.
Yeah, it's just like a slide. So that's
and the few times I've like fallen on the ground, like if there's not a couch nearby, there's like probably no chance of her getting me up by herself.
Like, oh my goodness, I think Brad, he hasn't fell a lot, but like when I don't know, one time when we first moved, he was in the bed and I don't know if he had a really bad spasm or what, and he just flew out the bed.
Yeah.
And it's just us, and it was the middle of the night, and I don't know how I got him back in the bed because it is dead weight.
Wow.
This chair, that was my wake-up call because you're in the chair, it's very deceiving, but like without the chair, and it's kind of scary because it shows how like he's really like, I don't want to say lifeless, but it's dead weight. Like he cannot do. It's a very vulnerable
position to be on. Like,
yeah.
I don't even have the strength to like crawl.
Yeah.
Or anything.
Because he's paralyzed from the chest down. So yeah, if anything happens, that's why it's so crucial for those transfers to go very smoothly.
Sure.
I do not want him falling, and not to mention, God forbid if he falls, he's a quadriplegic. So if he falls, like, it's not like he'll know, like, oh, my leg is hurting. It's just like, like things that go into it. Like he couldn't like tell me like, oh, I think I hit my leg, or I think this. We have to like kind of figure it out. Like his body has other ways of telling him if something is uncomfortable. Like he might get like cold sweats or AD. How do you say it?
Autonomic dysreflexia.
Yeah.
It's just like, it might be some head flushes and sweating, and if it gets real bad, it'll be just like a crazy headache.
His blood pressure goes up. So those are other things we have to look out for, because that could happen, and it could literally be because he has a fold in his shirt.
Or like an ingrown
toenail. But you don't know. So you're literally seeing somebody bathed in sweat. Their blood pressure is shooting sky high.
Could be something small or it could be something very
Yeah.
serious.
So that
Crazy.
that is one of the things. So like with falls, it's just like I know like if he's ever had a fall, like we'll like wait a few days and you're like you're feeling anything, you know, you just want to make sure because it's not like how if I fell or even you guys fell, like you would know because you can sense it.
Oh
But
yeah.
Right.
quadriplegic, like you don't know.
Yeah.
Wow. That adds a whole nother element, you know,
Yeah.
to being careful and having to watch out for every
My
last
arms
little
sit
thing.
in my head.
Wow.
Yeah, just like okay, this forehead can stay.
So like even now, like him doing that just triggered
my
off his
spasms.
spasms. So like his spasms are like really, really they can be really crazy. Like Brad has he uses medical marijuana to help with his he smokes weed to help with spasms and things like that. So like
So do I. I smoke it too, but I do it for anxiety, and I have a lot of like stomach digestive problems, so it helps with that too.
mhm.
But mostly I do it for anxiety. I actually was gonna ask Brad if he smoked,
Yeah,
because yeah, it really does help me a lot.
yeah.
It
It
helps.
knocks my spasms out completely, and then I have a lot of nerve pain too,
Yeah.
and it helps with the nerve pain. I wouldn't say it like takes it, doesn't like kill it completely, but it definitely helps. I would just,
Yeah. Although I vaporize, I don't smoke.
right, yeah.
That's what he just. I got him a new pen yesterday because it broke, but he's been using like this little pen. He does concentrates.
Mhm.
Okay.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was so funny because like Brad smokes a lot, so I've never really seen him high, but this pen, he was just like on a different world yesterday. So it's a good pen.
That's
It
awesome.
knocks all the spasms out. It like
Keeps my appetite good because sometimes I'm just not hungry.
he's not really hungry because it's sort of like he's not really
It's not
burning a
the
lot of calories
yeah.
because he's in the chair. So it definitely helps with his appetite and things like that. It's funny because I don't smoke, but he does. So like I'll like go to the dispensary and stuff to get his card,
Yeah,
get his stuff.
They're always talking like
And they're
you know
always talking,
everything.
and I'm just like, I don't know.
You have no idea what they're talking about.
I'm the same way, right, honey?
Yeah.
Like I don't smoke. I have smoked, but I don't usually regularly. And yeah, when I go to pick up her stuff, she usually sends me a text writing down specifically what to ask for.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I don't know.
That's how I am. I'm just like, they're like, yeah, this is really cool, and I'm just like, I don't know. I have no idea.
That's awesome. So you guys are like fellow smokers,
Yeah.
fellow cannabis users.
Yep.
That reminds me, he has to update his card. I'm glad we're talking about that because we have like marijuana cards here, and like he has to update his. So we brought that up because I have to look into that afterwards.
Good. Glad I asked that question.
All right.
Good, you're next.
So where were we? Did we ask?
What's the biggest complication?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's right. We answered.
And then, Brad, how did you become paralyzed?
So I was paralyzed about 9 years ago when a drunk driver hit the car I was in. And I was living in Hawaii at the time. And I was like medevac to another island. I did a bunch of therapy there and then flew all the way back to Philadelphia, did a bunch of therapy there. And yeah, I guess that's where everything kind of started, my strength and everything.
Yeah.
Came back.
But it's important you tell them like what they told you when the
they
accident
basically
happened.
did tell me I was gonna be a vegetable, like the doctor said. Because when I first woke up, I could only blink. Like I couldn't move my head. I couldn't talk. I couldn't move my arms or anything. I was on a ventilator, and little by little, they took away the ventilator. They took away the feeding tube and everything. Then I got some strength back and stuff. But the whole time, I guess I didn't really have too much faith in doctors before then. So the whole time I was just like, oh, he doesn't know what he's talking about. I'll be fine. Like next week I'll just be, back to live my life again. But it wasn't until like a year later I was like, oh, this is for real. Like maybe it was not right, but maybe it was, more serious than I thought.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
You're brave.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And we're so happy to be here talking to you today.
Yeah.
We've been through a lot.
He wanted to show me the video of like when he was being medevac. I was like, I don't want to see that. Like, I'm a crybaby because, like that, how your life can change.
Yeah.
And
they like filmed it on like a Weather Channel show.
I think I saw a clip of it in one of your videos.
Yeah.
I forget. I think Hawaii Air Rescue.
And the person who was the drunk driver, he died. So it's just like he doesn't even know. Like, you change someone's life so drastically just because you chose to drink and drive. And that's why I say, like, Brad is like so much, so much better than I am, because I don't know how you don't harbor hate and things like that. Like, one person changed everything. But he kind of brushes it off and just keeps moving,
You have to heal, you can't. Yeah, I get that.
That's Haley too. Like, she doesn't ever hold a grudge, and that's just one of the things that's so fascinating to me about her, is that it's another way in which she's just so strong. And it takes a strong person to get through it all, something like what Brad has been through and everything Haley's been through. It takes quite a strong person.
Yeah.
So I would definitely say thank God for his willpower too, because
Yeah.
told him he'd be a vegetable and only can blink, and he's just like.
And it helped that my best friend at the time, he was like in Alaska, and he flew straight from Alaska to Hawaii, walked from the airport to the hospital, and then like the whole time he was just treating me so normal. Like, so when are you gonna jump out of the bed? Like, come on, let's go. I was like, all right, like, but my dad and stuff was having a hard time and crying and things like that, and I know that the doctors had to tell him, like, yo, you have to be really strong. Like, he can't. He doesn't. It's not good for him to see you like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how was your family? Were they there with you too?
My dad was. He flew out there like as soon as he heard.
Yeah.
But the whole like such a blur. I feel like I didn't even like remember anything till like 4 days after the accident, and even that, like, they had me on so much morphine and stuff that like I was on so much medicine that I had to like gradually get off of over the years.
And I think like when it happened, because Brad's parents were in like Royersford, and I think when the doctors gave him Pennsylvania, they called and just said like, I don't think he's going to make it. So I can't even imagine getting that phone call, like my kid in Hawaii, and then you hear that. So it's just like, it goes back to just being resilient, and I guess like pushing through with a lot of things. And
it was an adjustment, but you do got to just push and keep going. I find that like, as long as you find some sort of things that keep you occupied, keep you interested. Like, I always wanted to get into photography, and I never had the time or patience for that before. So, now I have all the time.
Now you do, yeah.
There's some plus sides. That's awesome.
And by the way, I wanted to compliment you on your clothes and your sneakers. Like, you got some rad sneakers.
She's all showing me, what was it, Instagram?
Yeah.
Like, look at his shoes. Look at his shoes.
I was like, dang, those are cool.
She's jealous.
And I'm not even a shoe person. Like, I don't wear shoes. Honestly, I don't wear them. But I can appreciate a stylish sneaker. Right. And I love Adidas and Champion and all those type of sporty brands.
Yeah.
And those are just because they're so bright and colorful, and they almost look retro in a way.
Yeah.
That's Brad's style. Like
And that's another thing. I wasn't a shoe person before the accident, but now that my feet don't touch the ground, I can keep them very fresh.
Very clean.
They
yeah.
don't get dirty. Yeah.
Yeah. And I like all your bracelets and like all your jewelry, your swag. Like, dang, you got some style.
Yeah, like when he's ready, and that's another thing. So I was seeing those type of pictures too, and I'm like, this dude, he's cool. Like, I don't care about anything else. Like, Brad has a crazy shoe collection. Like, it's like he has a walk-in closet in a sense, and like I have this little shoe box with the boring clothes. I'm like, I'm going to get my wardrobe to look as good as yours one day. But he has like a lot of cool stuff. And it makes it fun when I
wanted to give you that bigger closet, but it only made sense.
No, yeah.
You could totally be like a model for shoes, Brad. Like,
Cool.
get paid for it, you know?
That would be cool.
He has a cool
I have a
style.
lot of Adidas. We hit a
Sponsored,
Yeah,
you know?
like his whole style.
Dating, like we would go out and guys would just like stop him and like, yo man, like yo, oh my god, your shoes are so cool. You look so cool.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, you're like, do you know that person? I'm like, I don't know.
so yeah, he definitely has a cool style. And he's fun. Like when it's time for me to shop for him, I can get like some cool stuff when he like lets me shop for him. Because he's like, no, you need to buy stuff for yourself.
Yeah, I like when she buys stuff for herself, but when she does buy things for me, I like it because it never things I would pick myself, but it always works.
Yeah, I think I got his style down pat.
Do I have your
Nice.
style down?
I don't really have a style. I've got more stylish since I've known you. She's the one with the style in the relationship. So, yeah, I think you have it down.
Yeah.
You have my style down pat? No.
Because I always changing.
I
You have
always
so many
change.
styles.
Like,
Yeah, me too.
More than one, yeah.
Yeah, I have. But what he does, like, I like anime, so what he'll do is, like, I really like Naruto, so he'll definitely, like, get me some cool Naruto gear all the time.
Yeah, I feel like I got too much stuff there.
Nice.
That's so cool. Anyhow, just wanted to compliment you.
Thanks.
I wanted to ask you too, you have some functionality in your hands, right?
Well, like I can't move my fingers intentionally or anything, but like I can use what they call tenodesis. It's like where you can kind of see my fingers come in when I move my wrist up. So like using that, I can pick up certain things
Mm-hmm.
and just kind of
Nice.
use my finger or whatever. But yeah, I use this stylus for the most part.
Yeah.
Very cool. That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Like recently, because Brad doesn't use this hand that much.
This it's got a little tight.
It's gotten a little tight, and it's a little.
Yeah.
Doesn't have
Yeah,
as
stretch
much.
it out.
Yeah, but like I caved and we got an Xbox, and he has like an adaptive Xbox setup, and that's been really cool for
Yeah,
him
it's
to
been
get
a
a
lot of
workout.
fun.
Have you ever seen? Like, yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, I saw your video you playing with her daughter. Yeah,
That's
it
awesome.
was.
Freezing
So
up.
that's like a
Yeah.
really. It's good for his mobility.
I know he's stuck in
Oh, it's fine. Okay, there.
yeah,
There we go.
It froze for a little bit.
but that's in 3 days.
It better be recording, damn it.
It is. I
says-
see it. It
it
says
says-
recording.
Okay. Whew.
Yeah.
Where are we? Are there any limitations in your relationship because of your disability? I guess physically speaking.
Yeah, like I just feel like sometimes the chair is such a barrier. Like I just want to sit next to her easier, lay in bed next to her easier, and not have to be like such a production to just do it. You know.
Yeah. Me too.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
Like right now in our bedroom, we have two. We have twin beds. Tongue tied. 2 twin beds, and we like push it together so it just looks like one king size bed.
Uh-huh.
But it's like a bar on Brad's bed, so it's like I can't like cuddle like move
Yeah, it's still a
closer
little
to him.
space in
It's
between
just
the
like
two
a little
beds.
space. So we wish we can get like a large bed, but it
Still
still
have
needs
all
the
the
functions
functions.
because his bed goes like up and down.
Oh, I see. Well, I think they make beds like that.
And his mattress is like Tempur-Pedic type situation that could still go up and down. Like, so that would be cool.
Those beds are not cheap either.
No, they are not.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So little
That's
things
how
like
everything.
that.
I feel like anything that is, well, especially if it was marketed for accessible or anything, it's always so much more. They always like hike the price of everything.
Price up. Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
which is unfair.
Yeah, I guess it's because they know that we need certain things. Like
Yeah.
wireless straps. Like there was a website trying to sell them for like $30
For the strap?
for the strap, and I had to look around. I finally found a place where I get them for like $5. So it's like, wow, why are they trying to do that?
Yeah.
$30?
Yeah, that's kind of messed up. Like, and that's like the only way you can type or do different things. And yeah.
It's crazy, and I go through them a lot.
Yeah.
Do you ever forget to take it off?
No, because it's pretty annoying. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm very glad to take it off for the night and everything.
He like flings it off.
Damn, oh my God, get out of here.
Last time, you guys, Noelle, you brought up a really awesome point about, it's unfortunate, but about trying to rent an apartment and the kind of burials and hurdles you guys went through trying to get an apartment.
So like when Brad and I were decided that it was time for us to actually live together, get our own place together, we had a fun the process of looking for an apartment. So initially we just wanted to get like a 2-bedroom apartment. I thought it would be pretty simple. I didn't know it was going to be that difficult.
Yeah, we were just like, we'll just get a little apartment. It'll be cool.
Yeah, so like at first,
all apartments are accessible, right?
Right, we thought it was going to be simple. So it was just like at first I called around at apartments and one person told us like, oh yeah, I explained Brad's situation to the T. Explained that I needed like ADA. So that was the thing I learned. Like always ask, is the ADA approved? Don't even just say wheelchair accessible ADA. So the guy's like, yeah, I have a 2-bedroom wheelchair accessible apartment. It's perfect. We get there. There's steps. I'm like, how is he supposed to get up the steps? He's like, oh, well, he can go through the grass. Then we get in the apartment. And then it's just like, Brad, it's the size of a shoebox and he can't even fit in there. So then we said like, okay, maybe we need to start, maybe we should start looking into renting a house. And that came with its own troubles because people thought that we had to deal with racism. We had to deal with people thinking that Brad's a liability.
Just thinking I was going to destroy their house.
Mm-hmm. Excuse me. We had to think about, so Brad's adopted. His parents are white. So people would give us like the cold shoulder, brush this off, and as soon as his mom would come, everything would change.
Like, oh, okay.
Oh, this is your mom? Oh yeah, we can show you this, that, and the third. But when it was just it was just like, it was horrible. So we had like the double whammy of the color of our skin and people having an issue with Brad because he's a wheelchair user. And
I'm just trying to find an accessible house at all.
Yeah. And like, I know that's the biggest problem for a lot of people that are looking for accessible apartments. Like if you can look up and find something, and even if it's in a good neighborhood, it's just like, they sell it to able-bodied people that don't even need an accessible apartment. They just like the fact that it's like spacious.
Yeah.
And they'll sell it to them before they'll give it to them. Someone who actually needs it.
That's a good point to bring up too. That's not right. That's awful. Yeah, because people like the wider doors and the space. And, that's terrible.
We doing it at hotels. There was a lot of times where we would try to book hotels, and then we find out the accessible rooms are rented, and then you see the people, and they're just totally able-bodied.
Yeah, like they don't need it. So that was like really hard for us because it was just like, it's just hard. And I just want to make this point. I know some people, I don't like to go on the race. I can't even say bandwagon because it is a real issue, but it's just like, it's real. Like, there are some people that will not like you because of the color of your skin. And then on top of it, there are a lot of cases that when you do go and they see me and Brad, they see Brad's a wheelchair user, they don't even want to rent to you. So it was just definitely like a double whammy.
Out of that whole experience, the best part of it was our Uber driver.
Yeah, we did meet.
A really cool Uber driver.
Yeah, we had a really nice Uber driver because he would take us everywhere to look for apartments. He would help us get in. I feel like he was God sent because
he like gave us his personal number so
Yeah.
like we could like hit him up anytime,
Mhm.
and he would help me like get, because I had a wheelchair ramp that I would like fold out and everything to try and check out these houses. So he was out there like in the rain and everything, like
Yeah.
setting up this ramp.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Like,
That's so cool.
just, like,
Yeah.
looking in
And
disgust.
for people that'll say like, well, how do you know that it was because of the color of your skin? The realtor told us too. Okay, so it's not just we just are making it up or we're just, paranoid. No, even the realtor said, I think it's because of the color of your skin.
Wow.
And
And I wanna thank you guys so much.
so yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing those experiences with us because
Yeah.
man, so many people don't know what people go through. They think it's not real.
Yeah.
And, oh, you're just exaggerating, but it's true. And, people need to be aware of everything that people go through, minorities go through, and,
Mhm.
The hardships interabled people go through, or disabled people go through, or Black people go through, or gay people go through.
Yeah, definitely. Because some people could see you guys when it's time for you to get a home, and it's just like, oh, you guys are gay? Oh, no, we don't want, So it's just like, it's a lot.
It happened to us when we were not about a home, but like we were gonna rent this wedding venue.
It was a wedding venue on a lake.
Yeah, and then somehow they called us back. They're like, we don't feel comfortable having you because our property is like owned by some Christian.
We're a family-owned company.
And we don't feel comfortable with same-sex couples.
And the wedding planner that worked for them got fired. We don't know if she got fired because she was gonna, book us or what, but yeah, that's just messed up.
So, yeah.
So it's awesome. It's good to we want our viewers and others to know what people actually do go through and that these experiences are real. So, yeah.
Definitely are.
Is that the last question?
Is there any advice that you guys want to give to other interabled couples?
Yes.
I would say just be yourself, get out there and, be honest about things, but don't try to, like, I know I was like very shy at the beginning when we finally met, and you just had to like pull me aside, be like, I need that confident person, that confident voice, that strong voice that I hear on the phone.
Yeah. I would say like, what's the advice I would give? I would say like not to listen to outsiders. Don't let them sway your opinion if you like someone. I would say to be yourself, and I would also say, what else advice would I give? It's like so much more things I would say to someone. No.
Just get out there for real. Like, the worst that's gonna happen is the person will just say no or something.
Yeah.
And, just move on and find somebody else who will,
stay strong. And I think it's
your presence, I guess.
Also good to like meet other interabled couples as well, so you can like talk to people and get, it's nice to know people that thinks that you're going through. But I would say like forget the outside world and do what you want to do, and don't let anything hold you back. And if you love this person or like this person, like go for it. Like,
you just find a way. There's a will, there's a way.
Look at the situation. God forbid, you're married. Your husband gets into an accident. Something like this happens. What are you going to do? Are you just going to leave them because that happened? So it's just, you like them, just see where it goes from that. And it's okay if it's too much for you, but just give it a chance. That's what, yeah.
Definitely.
That's what
That's
you did.
great advice. Yeah, definitely. Yep.
Yeah, that's what I would say. It's fun,
Well, I wish you many more years of, being together and
Fun times
Yeah.
and happiness and
Thank you.
days out at restaurants. I hear you guys love going out to restaurants too.
Yes, we do. We can't wait to go out again. It's so sad. Remember the Indian spot we were telling you about? That
yes.
we ordered yesterday or 2 nights ago, and they got a new cook, and it was so bad. I was like, no. So I hope the new chef comes back because
That's the worst.
That happens to us too. Like,
In fact, last night, right?
yeah.
We ordered at this Latin fusion place that used to be like the bomb, and it was like terrible. It was so bad.
Mine was not bad actually.
Mine, I got a chicken burrito, and it was like tasted like fish, and the rice was like really salty.
She does not like fish. I do. I'll eat
She loves
seafood,
seafood.
crab, lobster, you name it. I like it. But she doesn't really.
Yeah, I like seafood.
yeah. So hopefully everything goes back to normal, at least for that, because that was our saving grace. That's our spot.
What
So,
a
yeah.
bummer.
That's a bummer.
We want to thank you guys too for reaching out and even wanted to talk to us. We really appreciate it.
And doing
Oh, it's my pleasure. It's our pleasure.
We are so happy that you guys agreed to do this again.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much.
I don't know that many interabled couples like in person. I mean, I know some online like Cole and Charisma and Shane and Hannah, but they would never do an interview with us. We're like at the bottom of the.
Trust me, we understand it, being at the bottom. But you know what? There are so many other interabled couples that the world does not, I don't know if it's a YouTube thing, but there are so many people out here. We may not have like the views or the subscribers as they do, but there's so many people. I'll send you a few. Like, honestly, they're out there. There's plenty of people like us. And like, I know for us, we were interviewed before and someone said like, yeah, like they were looking for like a Black interabled couple. And they're like, we can't find any. And I'm like, we're out here.
Yeah.
Like you don't see it. So I'll definitely send you some people that.
Yeah, please.
That we do know that, we may not have that platform, but we're here,
Yeah, same. Like we're here.
Sweet. Totally.
And we'll even be interviewed for other channels too. Like we don't mind being interviewed either. So
I think it would be cool. Have you guys seen our Real Life Stories Instagram page?
yes.
You should try to go on live or something there. Like that's like a whole new world of people, honestly. Yeah. And we started that page just because, we just wanted to highlight wheelchair ability. And we've met so many cool people on there.
Yeah,
so
really cool.
Okay, cool.
Something like that up.
All right, I'm down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
totally.
And I'll also send you some YouTube. Like I know offhand, some couples. It's what's the Harrises?
I just thought it was the Harrises. I can't remember the channel name.
I gotta send you some.
It's like something with the
I gotta send.
Yeah, with the Harrises.
Yeah, it's a lot of other interabled couples because I've been like bookmarking a lot too. Because I'm just like. Robert Cole and I forgot the other couple's name. Like they're not the only couples out there.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
Nice to like start seeing some other people, get a bit of variety. And I have to be honest, I don't think I've seen any like gay interabled couples now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
There's not really that many.
I'm saying I haven't seen it, and it's like you guys can't be the only ones.
We're not. There are a few.
There's even a couple where one of the ladies has a eye, right?
Yeah, but who is it?
I don't remember their name, but there's a couple. But you're right. There's not much, social media attention on them.
Yeah, no
Yeah, why is
representation.
that? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah.
The world's not ready for that representation.
It's like I don't know. It's just like you
Don't
want
make
a
any
certain
sense.
type, I guess.
Exactly.
They only.
You have to look a certain way,
Yeah.
pretty, or like I don't know. I'm not bad mouthing any of the big wigs because they put in the work
Definitely
to
not.
get
But
there.
it's just nice to know that like we can start showing more people because there are a lot of people out there.
Yeah.
A lot of
There's a
people
lot of people-
advocating.
yeah.
Like, we're all doing our work, and it's just like no one knows because that's all that's being pushed right now.
Exactly.
It's no shade to anyone else. It's just like
Yeah.
it's like there's other people out here too.
Yeah.
There needs to be greater representation.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah, we should definitely our Real Life Stories page. Like that's definitely bigger than our we just started our own personal page, but I think if we did an Instagram live on our page, it would be cool.
Yeah, I'm totally down for that.
Thinking about it, I'm saying that I don't see a lot of Black. I don't think I've ever. Yeah, I haven't seen anyone except for you guys. And I know that you guys aren't the only couple out there, so it is interesting to why is it just these two and not this array of other people?
White people and skinny pretty people.
Yeah, so we'll
Yeah.
work on just definitely highlighting everyone. So
Yeah, for sure.
Totally. Yeah.
Well, thank you both so much.
Thank you for having us.
And sorry again for
Thank you
last
for
week.
putting up with our blunder,
Yeah.
our rookie mistake.
It happened. I'm just glad that we got to talk to you honestly because it was fun.
Yeah,
We're like, oh, they're cool. So
yeah,
we had a good time.
Aw, thank you so much.
Thank you guys. You
It's
guys are
awesome.
awesome. And
Please keep in touch, and I'm down with doing a
Yeah,
live.
we'll
Yeah,
definitely
for
do
sure.
that. Yeah, we should definitely do that.
Yeah, for sure.
definitely.
Just keep me in touch.
We will.
Definitely.
Okay.
All right.
Peace and love.
Peace and love, guys. Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.